Designer showrooms want you to believe that this textured high-end finish costs thousands of dollars. We are going to break that myth today by stripping back budget-friendly furniture, applying a DIY, easy do-it-yourself technique that mimics these luxury styles that we're seeing in 2026. I'm going to prove you do not need a massive budget to have a home that looks expensive. Stick around, I'm going to show you how we do it. I feel like a lot of us have this trend of furniture in our homes. This is a classic staple that I've seen a lot at Rooms to Go, Macy's, JCPenney, you name it. They've had some sort of this vibe for sale. This style's been all over the place. So you can pick it up easily, but chances are you may already own something like this. And if you don't want them any longer and you don't know what to do with them, I'm gonna show you a really inexpensive way that's actually on trend to take these as not in style to super high-end and stunning. And of course, we're gonna do it on a budget. So the first thing we'll start with is getting these clean and getting all of this hardware off. The hardware on this one, well, normally I don't keep the hardware, but these, they're kind of cool. And I think I can do something with these. We're gonna change them up, we're gonna zhuzh them up, but I'm gonna keep them, I think, I'm pretty sure. But I'm thinking, and there's so many of them, so why have that extra expense? I've got 12 total. So I'm gonna try to make this work with the hardware that we have. Plus, I mean, we're going the money saving route and I'm showing you guys how you can update your own pieces. So let's try to do it cost effective, but I guess just always know that if you wanna switch out the hardware or your hardware doesn't look like this, that you can, but we may stick with the cost effective route on this flip. Time to get these clean. I'm going to be using some simple green today to get these clean. This is a really good degreaser that just makes sure all of the furniture polish, grease and grime, things like that, fingerprints are removed so we can get to the next steps. I'll make sure I apply a good coat of this and then I use some really hot water to wipe it back. If you're gonna sell your pieces, I always recommend just getting in here and making sure all these drawer glides are secure, and you wanna replace these if they're not before you sell them to somebody. And of course, you gotta do a little check to make sure there's no money left behind. Okay, so here's the plan moving forward for these today. These are only gonna require 4 things. So I'm trying to make it super easy for you guys if you have this style, so you can make it over and let it be cost effective. But for me, I'm gonna sell these. You know, I'm gonna flip them. And this has been one of the hottest trends and it's still going really strong. I love it because it's beautiful, 1, and 2, it is really cost effective to create this look. So this is a look that comes from somebody on Instagram who it's Shabby Flips by Angelina. I'm pretty sure that's how you say it. It seems like this idea or this concept came from her. I have seen it a lot on Pinterest, but that seems to be the original source. You see me flip these a few times on my channel, so I'm going to show you again just step by step how to create this. And then at the end, I'll give you a cost breakdown and I'll tell you what I think I can sell these for in my area, because you will be floored. All right, we're going to start sanding. so I've got 180 grit sanding pad on my Surf Prep sander, and it's one of the squishy ones so that I can go around all of these edges, because this is a rounded drawer and a rounded top that I have on here, so it just makes things a little easier to use this one. All right, quick pause in today's flip because this part of the video is sponsored by EBL 1000 watt portable power station. When I'm working on furniture projects like this, I'm constantly running different tools, lights, chargers, cameras, and sometimes I don't want to drag my extension cords all over the garage. This is where my EBL 1000 watt portable power station has been really handy in my workshop. It delivers 1000 watts of power with 2000 watt surge, which means it can handle things like laptop, lights, cameras, fans, and a lot of the devices I use while I'm filming and working on my furniture project. The whole unit only weighs about 17 pounds, so I can move it so easily depending on where I'm working. Another thing I like is the battery management system, which helps protect your devices from power surges or short circuit. Plus, it has a silent cooling fan, so it keeps itself from overheating without being loud in the background while I'm filming. You also get fast charging ports, including USB-C, PD 60 watt, and USB-A. So phones, tablets, and laptops charge really quick. You can recharge the station 3 different ways, from a wall outlet, from your car, or even from solar panels, which makes this great for projects outside, camping, or power outages. If you want to check it out for your own projects, I'm going to have the link below to this EBL 1000 watt portable power station in the description. Now let's get back to this flip. So I don't know if you were paying attention, but I did not sand the bottom of these. And the reason is because we're gonna strip the finish off of these. So let me get these flipped over and get to the next step. It's probably my favorite step. The bases of these are solid wood, which is great for me because once this finish comes off, I should be left with something that's pretty easy to work with after I get done. Why did I say that? Knock on wood. Okay, so I need the following things. I need some rags. I'm gonna use my good respirator, not just my paint mask, and the trick acetone. This is gonna take this finish off here really quickly. I'm in a well-ventilated area in my garage. The garage door is open. I've got fresh air flowing, but I'm gonna put my mask on just in case because it really is strong. When I get done with these rags, I'm gonna make sure they dry out in the driveway and lay them flat. Really important. Okay, let's do this. got all the finish off of these with the acetone. It's still a little uneven. There's a little finish behind that I could do one more layer on, but it sells really well in Texas. Like this rustic cowboy chic look sells really well. So I kind of like how it looks a little uneven. I am gonna use some walnut stain. This is an oil-based stain on a staining sponge and help even it out just a little bit, but I really like the look that it has right now. So we're gonna get this applied. These nightstands have a ton of scratches on the top of them, so I'm going to use a little Bondo glazing putty and a spreader and take care of some of these before we can move on. Before the end of the day yesterday, I sprayed the tops of these down with some shellac just to help seal in all of the things that I bondoed. So when I've got a few different surfaces going on, like I know that the substrate is showing, now I've got Bondo, then I've got the finish on the top. I like to seal it or prime it before I paint. So I've got a little sanding sponge here. I'm just gonna go over the top of this shellac just to make sure everything's nice and smooth before I start the next step. Pulling out the favorite seller in my area, I'm using my emerald trim collection from Sherwin-Williams in the color Caviar. This is one of my top sellers, you guys. I need to get a bigger can of this next time because I keep going through it. So I'm gonna load this into my Wagner sprayer, and this is the color we're gonna go for today. When you paint with the drawers in, this is how you make sure you get all of the edges. Remember, we're doing this on a dime today. So the old hardware that I took off, it's all going back on. So I scrubbed this really good, and then I got some spray paint in the color Gilded Brass. I thought this would look really nice for the style that we're going for. So I'm gonna give these a good few coats of spray paint and they'll be good to go. Let's get all of this hardware put back on. And just like that, these went from basic mass-produced nightstands into something that looks like they came out of a high-end designer showroom. That is what I love most about flipping furniture. You don't need a massive budget. You don't need to find rare pieces. It just takes a little bit of vision and a willingness to try something new. Let's get to the profit breakdown because I know you guys always ask that in the comments. So for these two nightstands, these are like king size, so they're extra tall. You probably noticed as I was flipping them. I paid $65 for these. I had everything on hand. So I know I'm a furniture flipper, so I always have these things in my garage. So I didn't buy anything for this project. So I am in a place to make a really good profit on these. But let me give you a breakdown if you had to buy everything yourself, what it would cost. So $65 for the nightstands. The paint was $30 for the entire jar. You watched me use that paint on last week's project, so I got 2 projects out of that. $12 for the can of stain, $10 for the spray paint, and let's say about $10 for the acetone. That puts all of the products that I used in at $62. Plus $65 for the nightstands gives you a total out of pocket of $127. Again, I'm only out $65. So I sell these for around $750. I'm gonna list them this weekend. By the time you see this, they may already be sold. I always let you guys in on whether things sell or not, and you can find that in my post comments on my actual YouTube page. So if you visit that page, there's an area that's called posts, and I list when things sell in there and what they sell for. So these may have already sold. I sell these for about $750. You would be all in $127 if you had to buy all the supplies, giving you a profit of $623. Took me about 5 hours total to flip these. Really slow time period that it took for me to get these done. That is about $124 an hour. Not so bad. I'm gonna, like I said, I'm gonna make even more than that because I'm not out any supplies for this flip, which make this a really great transformation for me. Drop a comment below if you are wanting to try this technique on a piece of furniture that you already own, or if you're heading to the thrift store to find something really similar. And if you're not subscribed yet to this channel, now is your time, because if you loved this transformation, there are so many more coming in this year. Simple flips with high-end results, real ways to make your home look expensive on a budget, put some extra cash into your pocket. That's what we're all about. Hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you next time on Lemons to Lemonade Home.